Hola chicos, yo soy Violet y hoy les traigo el encuentro entre OG versus NaVi del torneo Epicenter Moscú Temporada 2. Espero lo disfruten tanto como yo.
Things that we are doing wrong. It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, and I mean, so there's no, you're not blaming the patch, you're not blaming the players at this point in time. It's just, you know, keep the tools you've got. This is your advice to them, from what I understand. Keep the tools you've got. Perhaps swap a role if you have to, and kind of iron out the creases before you even think about anything else.
Yeah,
Time is going to be your primary response.
There's a lot of like basic things that you can't solve in a blink of an eye. It takes time.
For example, let's recap: vision,
10 seconds.
Vision, movement, and
around the map.
itemization. Because every time
Itemization, we haven't explored that.
If someone buys, like, decides to buy a greedy item, you can't have the other guy buying a greedy item. Like, everyone needs to have some sort of balance. Like, you can't. An easy example would be like, you can't like buy 3 Midas on all the 3 cores at the same time.
Sure.
99% is not going to work.
Well, that was like, you know, you talked about it before when Samel was having such a good game. That was when a Midas was a viable option for the other player.
Yeah, for the puck. That's
Yeah.
when you see a balance. You need to strike a balance. You can't just go farming items on all 3 cores. You're going to get screwed.
Remaining.
I understand. And they did get screwed. Long story short, if you just joined us, hi, welcome to Epicenter. We're having a blast. But NaVi have, yeah, they've had a bad one. What do we use? What's the expression?
Extremely questionable.
Extremely questionable performance from NaVi to start this off. But, of course, there is another draft and another game just around the corner. In fact, here it is. OG on the left-hand side of your screens, NaVi on the right as they look to try and fight. Now, let's not forget, this is big for NaVi.
Look at that. That's a big
Magnus pick.
That's a big tell. Look at OG. They banned Night Stalker when their second pick. It means right now their priorities on the hero became really high. Before this, they usually always not ban the hero.
And you said the same thing when we saw VP both pick and ban Clockwork.
Yeah.
We're learning a lot over these course of these 2 days.
Yeah, Clockwork, Night Stalker, Puck. I think all these 3 heroes would rise in the picks.
I'm curious to see which way the Magnus gets played, because it could go mid. Dundee's played it quite a bit historically.
I've seen it fail so often in the mid lane, however. I think Dundee is probably the better Magnus player on the team, but like he just doesn't scale as well. He needs to buff some other cores
I
up.
actually like him in the mid a little bit more right now. I don't like him so much on the off lane, in my opinion, because that's the thing with the off lane. You don't get too much farm. You don't get time to farm a lot now. So you want the Magnus to get the dagger quickly. That's
True. Especially because if your RP's on cooldown, then offlane,
Dude,
and you don't have Blink Dagger yet, then Magnus offlane is
that
bad.
is the Magnus counter right there. X.
In the mid lane, or?
No, X is a Magnus counter because Magnus buffs your team and power. Everyone has a lot of physical damage, so you die to Berserker's Call with Blade Mail easily.
5 seconds remaining.
It's good against carries, basically. Even if they use
Yeah,
BKB.
because if you think about it, the guy is going to get a lot of damage from Empower, and you just need to call him, Blade Mail.
NaVi.
It depends. That's only if you have like the traditional empower carriers. There's heroes like Medusa that don't care at all.
That is
about
true. That is true.
So I think it's only good versus like the Jug Magnus that we see. Like
And
Sven,
most of the melee heroes,
Sven, I don't think it cares that much if you get Warcry
because of
off.
Warcry.
Yeah, but for the squishy ones, certainly. Yeah, I don't think Ember cares that much either. But Ember, not.
Ember still dies to X, dude.
Yeah, I know. But it's not because doesn't counter the Magnus. He counters the Emperor. I guess that's still loot.
Remaining.
NaVi's picked so
they
far.
went for the Tusk, so this is the hero that can deal with the X. He's gonna save. Usually teams pick Tuskar against Legion Commander and X. They call your teammate, you just go in, snowball, keep them safe. That's like the thought process behind it.
Save the day.
It's
Yeah.
pretty good at roaming, too.
I'm really surprised they went back for the Earth Spirit though. Earth Spirit has been a hero that there's been a lot of discussion that he has been over nerfed. Like he's very weak at the start of the game.
I would agree with you, but I think all the other heroes that were better than him got nerfed to his position, if not a little bit far behind.
That's true. Yeah.
So I think Earth Spirit's making a comeback this tournament.
So what are
100%.
alternatives that have also been hit by the nerf ban?
That was like Ricky, Bounty, Monkey King,
They've all kind of, okay, yeah.
Ogre Magi, like
Slada did not get a nerf, right? But he got a few nerfs before that.
I mean, his stun is, it got the duration got nerfed
Yeah,
quite
half
a
a
few
second.
times.
They shave it half a second.
NaVi's turn
Like 2
to
shaves,
bat.
I think.
Yep. So OG removes the fast melee cost, the melee cost. Ursula, Lifestealer, good pairings. I mean, there's still the Juggernaut, but Juggernaut is really... I would say Juggernaut is probably one of the weaker ones against the Axe.
10
You know there's this build,
remaining.
a Juggernaut build? Listen me out. Bamboo, you're gonna love this. You get Radiance on Juggernaut, you don't get countered by Axe.
That is the build. I don't think it's good with Magnus though.
Yeah, but
You don't have any
you don't get
resilience.
countered by X if you go for that build.
That is true.
I've seen it a few times in China pubs. They go Octarine Core, Radiance, Manta, and they get
I
the-
wish
That
we had a
they get-
camera on Purge's face when he
I
heard
hate that build on
they,
any
they-
hero.
they get the spin damage.
Yeah, it's crazy at 25.
So much damage. You actually don't die to the call blade mirror because you take no damage.
Yeah.
OG.
You actually look like you just smelt the most vile smell.
I was
That's
open
when
to hearing a cool build, and then he's like, "Oh, it's Radiance, Octarine, Manta on any hero," and you're like, "Oh, that's
That
bullshit."
thing.
Okay.
On Juggernaut.
And Juggernauts.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it that much better. I don't know, man. It's still annoying.
Oh,
30
funny.
seconds remaining.
I feel like you should just draft a different hero in that case.
I mean, it's kind of cool. You could spin and get spell damage amp. That part's kind of cool, I guess. But
Yeah.
And lifesteal.
and lifesteal.
And you can spin more often. There's
Well,
so
you're not
many
getting lifesteal,
pluses.
really. You're getting spell
Spell
skill.
steal.
Now, the last time we shared a desk, we got very bored about talking about Warlock cropping up all over the shop. Now, he hasn't been too kind of prolific over here in 786.
Two things.
to
Firstly,
me.
I think it's a lot faster now, and his ultimate got nerfed in cooldown, so he's like extra slow now.
That 5
It was
seconds.
a long time before
Yeah,
that.
it was like 160 before or something.
I got
Now
nerfed for
it's-
like 5 seconds.
I mean, I think that matters a fair amount in this sort of patch, where you're fighting way more often than once every 3
I
minutes.
don't think it's
Bamboo,
ultimate
5
cooldown.
seconds.
It's
Bamboo, it's 5 seconds.
it's the hero's playstyle and strengths. That's what it is more so.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
it's not about the 5 seconds. It's the fact that it's 160 previous and now it's 165 or whatever it is.
Sure.
Like that's still so long in between fights that you're going to be useful. Also, you have no disables. You can't actually bully a lane. You're good against like a solo hero and you're good at zoning. But past that, Warlock doesn't have.
Okay.
You can't just run at somebody with Warlock and they're scared of you.
Yeah.
It never happens unless you have your ult.
I think more so when they ban the Warlock, it tells me that they are thinking that
remaining.
when our Magnus initiates, we don't want the enemy team to have some sort of like big control, like counter initiate, so he ruins the Magnus
Drop the
combo.
rock, yeah.
That could be the reason why.
Drock the rock? What am I saying?
Drop the rock.
Drop the rock! Okay, there's Lone Druid. Fogt is going to be happy he was talking about that. I wanted to see it crop up.
Lone Druid.
You know,
got-
I like this if you're in melee form, because I feel like you can survive all the bursts that NaVi currently has.
I
It
think
makes
he's.
RP a little scary.
I think he's like much better with the bear right now.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah,
I
you,
mean,
you wouldn't go ranged,
10
but
seconds remaining.
at first I was scared because like snowball, gap closing, and Magnus RP like usually gets killed in that. But I think,
He has Dazzle though, so it'll be quite hard to.
but now it's harder. If you just sit in bear mode, you have tons of armor, you have tons of HP. I think you can easily deal with what Navi's
Oh,
throwing out.
team
That makes
fight.
it harder though.
Turn to
Team
back.
fight. Now you wish you had a Rubik.
Yeah.
Enigma Magnus.
Lone Druid is explored as a Magnus counter when Magnus was like super OP. I think people were trying to think of heroes to counter the RP and just tank it. Lone Druid was one, and Wraith King. Wraith King was experimented, but a hero was just not very good. Lone Druid was also like heavily nerfed at the time, and now that he's a little bit
5
better,
seconds
I think
remaining.
he's decent at countering RP.
I mean, right now for OG, enemy has big team fight.
Reserve
Usually when
time.
enemy has big team fight, they like to go for like Naga. Naga counters a lot of like big team fight because you sleep and you stop the initiate. They use it. They use Naga a lot against especially Faceless Void. Okay, they ban out the Faceless Void, so they are quite worried about
you called
Void,
it, yeah.
Void plus Magnus. I mean, I didn't mean Navi would pick Faceless Void. I just mean that
It's a possibility.
OG would do like Naga against all the heavy long cooldown spells. So you just reset and you remove their spells.
10 seconds remaining.
Now the decision to be made.
What is the carry that?
Isn't
that
Ana usually the Lone Druid, or Ana?
No, I think.
Sorry, is it
mainly
Noto is the
Noto.
Lone Druid and the Naga player though?
Yeah, if that happens, then
NaVi's
Ana,
turn
yeah,
to pick.
might not happen because. But I guess he probably can play the hero if they need him to.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
I feel like No Tail definitely reacted to the silencer ban. I feel like that was their pick there. They still go for the troll. I think
Troll
troll's good
Magnus.
this game. It's bad against Axon lane, I would say, but I
Yeah.
think it's a good hero against Lone Druid because tons of single target damage. That's what you need to kill a bear. You can kill
Yeah.
the hero as well. I think it's actually a good pick this game.
He kind of can rely on the Tuskar to save him during the blink call. So
10
that's
seconds
And there's no bat.
And he's great with Magnus, like with Empower.
yeah,
5
think it's
seconds
solid
a
here.
much better troll game.
Yeah.
Much better.
Really good with Black Hole as well. There's just tons of disable that he can profit on.
Reserve
Instead
time.
of just chasing around the
Yeah, trying to
chasing
catch
around,
up, like having to get a BKB so they don't
Yeah.
stun him back. If they're just stunned, he's just going to do a lot of damage. And Invoker's the
Invoker.
pick. So good team fight. It's good disable.
Yeah, they have Sunstrike for the Axe. That helps the Axe immensely.
Yeah. Now, Well, I mean, we already heard. You said you didn't need to see the draft for your expectations.
But if I
on
were
this
to
one.
see the draft, I actually like what NaVi have this time.
You've already
Yeah,
committed.
me
Yeah.
I'll put you in the column. You, however, Kevin, you did say that you need to see the draft before you lock in with a prediction. What are you
I
calling?
really like Navi's draft. I'm sure OG has the much higher chance to win, but I don't know. Do you want me to say Navi because I like their draft, or do you want me to say OG?
I'd like you to be honest with your expectations of who's going to win.
It's going to be OG.
Yeah. Okay. But still, praise to Navi for the draft phase.
I liked it a lot.
It's going to be
really
fun
good.
to see how that does translate to gameplay. And finally, Ben.
Same.
Yeah. So there is a lot of love for what Navi have done in the draft phase. However, you have to put it into action. And we heard from our analysts as well as you guys at home that though if the draft may look good, sometimes the execution can leave a little bit to be desired. Still, I know I desire, and that's the casters. Let's head over to them now as we dive into another game of Dotes.
Thank you very much, Alex. Absolutely. Pretty much as me and you were saying, it's looking like
It
a
looks
brighter
better.
outlook
Looks
for
better.
Na'Vi here this time round. You got Troll Magnus, Magnus plus any melee hero, you're going to be feeling good. But at the same time, OG, they've got a lot of their kind of just comfort hero picks. Jerax, Spirit,
Yep.
Fly, Dazzle, No Tail bringing out the Lone Druid, getting that Invoker as a final pickup as well as the panel mentioned. A lot of reasons why that's very strong this game.
Yeah, it's I like they responded really well into exactly what they were picking. They're like, okay, they're picking up like Magnus to empower a hero. We're gonna pick up Axe, which is gonna naturally build Blade Mail to be able to kind of kill somebody on their own like empowered self. Then we're gonna be able to pick up the Dazzle to get that Weed coming out, and also that Grave, which is gonna play a huge factor because you're still gonna be able to push out the damage even if you're graved up. Great versus all that kind of physical damage as well, and like you said, comfort.
Yes.
Fly,
They know
probably
what
the best Dazzle player in the world. This team has played with it a billion times. They won Frankfurt with it. They've played with it on multiple different patches, and it seems like they're coming back into this.
And also, but for Na'Vi, I mean, they are certainly bringing the entertainment to this game. We have a General Enigma, and of course, talking about comfort picks, go into the old school, the Dendi mid Magnus, a hero that we don't really see in the mid lane as much as usual, as it's normally put in that off lane capacity. Having it in the mid, how's Dendi gonna do?
I mean, he'll be okay.
Against the Invoker should be?
It's a perfectly fine matchup versus Invoker, but there should be Earth Spirit kind of like making rotations there as well. The one thing is that Navi's lineup is a bit greedy. They're pretty ulti reliant for team fights, while you look at the OG side, they're not really ulti reliant at all for these the type of fights that they want to take. So we'll see how they're able to play it. Also, just a slight thing as well is
what we got?
We're going to have an Invoker with Lone Druid. So we're going to see a Alacrity Bear at one point in this game, and we've seen what this does to buildings and
It's
structures.
nasty.
It just completely destroys them. So we'll see what they're going to be able to do. I do like better what Navi did, but I think that OG this time around still just have a much faster paced heroes like they did the last game. This tempo kind of controlling thing that we were talking about in the last one is probably going to play into favor again. But we'll see if Navi can do something about it. Dandy looks like he has some kind of plan. He's cutting lots of trees here. So maybe we're going to see some Tusk maybe pulling some neutrals mid or something.
Could be some sort of... Can you push? I think you can push them down with the shards.
You can push creeps with shards.
Yeah.
And I see him cutting trees here already. I'm already starting to think something's going to happen. We'll see.
It may also just be a setup, preparing just in case there was going to be any sort of play from OG coming across for that bounty rune, but...
Perhaps something like that. So
yeah, we'll see.
Seneko gets a D-ward. I don't know. I think something's going to happen here with some creep pulling. I just have a feeling. I don't know why he else would be cutting trees here on the mag, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see indeed. I mean, already... See if Seneko does hang around in the neighborhood. It's certainly going to be one of those two that looks to do the pull. We're going to see the Lone Druid try and get the double rune snipe. He's not going to get it. Dendi will find the bounty rune up top. But, yeah, well, I have to keep eyes on that spot there by the creeps, as you said, just to see if anything happens after the jungle creeps to spawn. Mid lane, though, Hannah, indeed, to be backed up for the most part by Jerax if required. And Dendi will have Seneko hovering around in the neighborhood on that Tusk, just in case things start to get a little too nasty in that mid lane. But Dendi indeed kitted up with the Quelling Blade, ready to get himself some CS and try and outdo the Invoker, which is certainly going to be easier in the earlier levels in this laning.
Yep. So we see the pressure coming out from OG. They do dual lanes, and Navi's responding with the tri lane. They really want to secure their Trolls farm. Kind of expected. S4 actually gets put in a very precarious position on the other side of shards.
They may just get this one. He's falling down incredibly low. A couple more touches. It's not going to be enough to outdo the heal from Fly.
That was very close. That was 2 Frostbites committed to try to go for that kill. So now it's going to be Lone Druid and Earth Spirit versus an Enigma. So no Toshi built a farm here, but General's also going to be able to pull the wave back and deny some farm.
Oh, again,
Top lane again.
They get the sharp block again. S4 hanging around incredibly low. The spins bringing Seneko down very low in return. but he will survive. S4 will not. This tri-lane proving to be very, very difficult for the two of OG to deal with there. S4 just getting caught out of position by those shards.
Yeah, when he's level 1, he's very susceptible to dying. Once he gets level 2, the Berserker's Call should be more than enough enough survivability to help him there, but he gets a couple creeps kind of pushing into him. But now Fly in some trouble, or is it Seneko in trouble? 20 HP.
He's sort of baiting him there, Biver. Not quite got the mana, but just forcing Fly to back up. And indeed, now S4 does have that level 2. We'll certainly see if NaVi can achieve a sort of pick-off potential again. Mid lane matchup, pretty even at the moment.
Pretty even, yeah.
As I guess kind of expected with these two heroes.
Yeah, when he goes for the Alacrity build, he's able to actually get CS just fine. But Mag as well, can't really get harassed too hard. You always have Shockwave to push the wave in as well, while Invoker can't push the wave in at all. He just auto-attacks.
And the bottom lane, of course, with this sort of attention up top, having this dual lane and the fact that you have the Earth Spirit moving around the map. No-Tails on his own, but it looks like he doesn't seem to mind at the moment. In this bottom lane, in fact, he's doing incredibly well against the Enigma. 13 for 3 against Generals 2 for 5. He's having an easy lane on the Lone Druid.
Yeah, I think maybe he got a couple Eidolons as well, but Jarex was also starting down there and just sustaining him just a tiny bit extra. But yeah, that's to be expected. No-Tail should be able to just farm fine here. Jarex now making the commitment onto General bottom.
Yeah, diving in deep and with the border smash, holding him back. General in a whole world of pain as OG dive in, take him down. No-Tail has got to toggle off the aggro there, and we'll be fine.
That Invis rune.
And getting the Eidolons as well. So this bottom lane is just going from strength to strength for No-Tail. The absolute ideal start really for this Lone Druid. Mid lane, and starting to break a little bit ahead. 16, 17 for 9 against the 13 for 3.
The Alacrity's adding up. And Dendi didn't go for like PMS starting items, he just went for like the Quelling Stout, so he wants to rely more on right-clicking to last hit. Gets his bottle delivered, now he's gonna Bottle Crow. Should be fairly even, but Ana is definitely falling ahead by a little bit here. He went for the double no build as well, so it gives him a little bit more advantage in the lane rather than just having some smaller items, or some saving his gold.
On top lane, S4 now level 3. They're going to make a bit of an attempt onto him here, bringing him down. Seneco's there with the wraparound. S4 does have the backup of Fly. Snowball comes in. S4 actually walking in aggressively, looking to try and get the RNG with the spins. Isn't going to happen though. Frostbite's there to hold him back. And NaVi once again will be able to bring down the axe. Fly not quite level 2 yet on this Dazzle.
Still level 1. He should get it. He's going to get it here though, but very under-leveled on this Dazzle.
And they need that extra level. Whether it be the Grave or so, it's just a buy time for S4 to play his way out of that, or even to go a little more aggressive and actually finish off the kills with the RNG in hand.
NaVi though, you can see that this is an adjustment they made in this game. They probably wanted to kind of move around a little bit more with Seneko, but once they see that dual aggressive lane, they have to really put all 3 heroes there to defend it. Mid lane, Seneko making a commitment out to Ana.
Yeah, gets the snowball in. Ana, can he get out? The shards, well, they'll certainly enable him to. It is tricky, obviously, with the changes of the shards and how they go around the point that you cast upon, but
OG instantly reacted though to that. Like the
they
Fly TP, Jarex was already making his move toward mid, kind of expecting that rotation. Ana now.
Dendi with a quick skewer away. Seneko will get the trap hit. Ana getting punched down. Snowball connects. The heals there from Fly again. Very hard for them to quite just finish off that Invoker with the presence of Dazzle still in the neighborhood. But this is opening up the top lane. Having S4 back up, the phase boost is there for Pycat. He's certainly having a million times a better start than he did in game 1, which was incredibly hard for him against the S4 Batrider.
Yeah, that is the one like big thing too. It's like this Troll Warlord, this game he doesn't have to suffer so much versus this massive amount of magical damage like OG had the last game. This game it's just like he can get called and get sunstriked and stuff like that, but it's not like,
and I guess
3 magic damage heroes beating you down.
In the laning stage as well, I imagine Troll is pretty good. It's not too bad against Nax, is it? Because you have that range, you have the slow as well. You know, to just sort of hold back S4 if he starts to look as if he's going to attempt to close the gap. There's just a lot of ways you can play around it.
High movement speed with like phase boots. You phase boot into it with your Berserker Rage. You have that bonus movement speed, so it's quite alright. Yeah.
And bottom lane, No-Tail getting a chance to put some pressure on this tower. General coming forward, has to be careful. Does have the backup of Seneko though. With the 2 of them, They can be a bit more confident in the way they come forward. Jerax is still going to look for the roll fall, come through, only gets the boulder smash onto General. There will be Seneko trying to save him for the time being with the snowball. It's not going to be enough to keep that man alive, as General will fall. OG get the kill, and they'll have no trouble in finishing off this tier 1 tower as well. 6 minutes in, and taking full control of this bottom lane.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Now he's gonna have Midas at a very good time on Notail. He went for the like Bassy build on himself too, so he could pressure that tower. So you could, this was like exactly what he wanted to do. He was like, Enigma's obviously gonna go to the jungle and kind of farm a bit.
Oh, that smash from Jerax. Beautiful shot. Will dodge the Sunstrike there with the snowball. There's still 3 heroes surround him. He'll try and get himself out with the shards, but he's blocked himself in. Wasn't able to walk out, as the shards just have not been working out there for Seneko.
Yeah. I do really like, I wanted to touch back on this like Basilius build like on the Lone Druid though. Not only gives him like the mana regen, but also gives him like the time to push the tower whenever Enigma goes to the jungle. So I really do like that approach.
Very close there in the middle lane. Dendy nearly getting taken out, but one spell slightly off the mark there from Jerax, and the haste rune in his pocket allowed Dendy to get himself back to safety. But indeed, you're not killing the Magnus, but you've moved Notail across to that mid lane, and now you're putting pressure onto another tier 1. So NaVi losing control of the map very early on here. 7 minutes in, the pressure coming in. They are going to see if they can do something about this. Frostbite onto the bear, but the Savage Roar is there to hold NaVi back and allow Ana and Notail just to stand their ground and look to finish the tier 1. Trying for the deny. Will they get it? They won't. Ana picks up the final touch, and the tower is down. 7.5 minutes in, and 2 tier 1s gone.
Yeah, they're heavily pressuring the towers, and they're forcing these reactions out of NaVi, so it opens S4 to actually get some more space in that top lane. So his farm is starting to catch up pretty quickly.
Is under attack.
Midas is almost double finished up. Notail and Ana gonna have them pretty much delivered at the exact same time. So very good for them.
We'll see if Seneko gets away with this one. He's come across for a bit of a journey. Did manage to steal the bounty rune. Looks like he'll be fine for the time being. Top lane, S4 getting some backup once again. Fly heads over. Toss him back up. Level 6 now on the axe.
Yep. Let's call Sunstrike into a Culling Blade. Should be able to bring down almost anybody quite easily. He's able to close the gap. Ana looking like he might be in some trouble here.
Find the connection here with the snowball. Dandy trying to get in position. Do they have detection? No, they don't. Neither 3 of those heroes having it as well. Did even the CM have it, but was just out of range? No, there was just no preparation there for the Ghost Walk.
They're poor. Like they have 1,000 net worth for themselves right now. They can't actually have that type of thing. This is the one concern that I kind of had into this draft, is like the greed that comes out from it when you have like this Mag Enigma. It's really dependent on your supports to have very good movements coming out, and so far it's been OG making the better decision moves and just pressuring towers and pressuring objectives rather than just going for kills.
Yeah. And Ana really en route to getting a fantastic timing on the Midas Axe build up. On top, S4 trying to get a clip onto Pycat. Pycat not letting that happen, indeed, with that movement speed. Bottom lane General back in lane has really struggled to find much, as this lane has just well and truly been taken over by Notail. As yeah, this is again the trouble. The fact that at this time around, NaVi not necessarily as having as bad of a start as they did in game 1, but just the fact that still the difference between their start and OG start in the lanes is just really apparent.
Yeah, I think the big problem is also that they don't have great heroes to kind of just invade. Like the CM and the Tusk kind of lack damage in order to make movements to punish this Invoker's Midas in the jungle, while Lone Druid can just keep pressuring this bottom lane over and over again. They kind of lack the tools to kind of deal with this. I think they need to actually make a smoke rotation even with the Mag to make a kind of kill happen for themselves. Otherwise, all 3 heroes, they're all just free farming right now. Yeah, no Lone Druid, Invoker, even S4 on the Axe, all of them are just farming in all the lanes.
And you've got 2 Midases, and NaVi, they've not got none. So NaVi really needing to do something to kick off a fight as such. Obviously Dendy with the build, looking for the Echo Saber before the Blink Dagger to make sure he does have a bit of stats, a bit of punch. Now we'll find top lane S4, a little out on his own. Seneko not going to be caught in the core, has got shards again in a few seconds, but oh, in fact Jerax comes in with a roll in. Seneko will be there to buy some time for himself, at least with the snowball, but they've already lost the troll. Seneko gets dunked down as well by S4, and again, just these reactions from OG. Jerax setting up for the 3rd kill there, the Earth Spirit play on point, and S4 there to pick up the glory. Jerax with the plays that we expect to see from that map.
Yeah, beautiful defensive rotations coming in from OG. This is like their old school specialty that they were super good at, but I think NaVi needs to get like the mag to get involved to go for those type of kills. They need that kind of extra lockdown and damage, but now Dendi's coming in by himself. Jarek's kind of chasing him out. Looks like he needs to let him walk away though.
Dendi's trying to get to the top lane, see if they can form some sort of a defense here with Pycat and Seneko. OG very much interested in trying to finish this tower off. They'll send the bear in, holding Seneko back, trying to push NaVi away from this tower. S4 eyeing up them as well, looking for a potential rundown. OG putting a lot of resources into this top lane. They're letting Ana be though. Ana continues to farm by the Ancients, so making use of this time as the pressure's put on. It looks like Navi's presence will be enough to stop OG looking to finish up that tier 1 as they realize, you know, time is being wasted up there. They've got to back off and utilize the other lanes.
Yeah, NaVi tower defended. Like, that's very important for them. They already lost 2 tier 1s. Losing that top one could be lose them a lot of their jungle farm. That'd be just give OG a big potential, just take all their farm on their side of the map. But S4 now, this is going to be the big thing for OG as well. Once he gets this Blink Dagger finished up, they can start being even more aggressive.
Up top, yeah, at some point this time, Seneko not with the chance to snowball dodge the Sunstrike. He'll snowball in, incredibly low on health. They'll be able to finish him off. Maybe the creeps get the deny on him. No, not going to happen. Ana picks up the kill and continues to just rocket in value. Nearly 7,000 net worth on this Invoker.
S4 might be in some trouble here. He gets the Blink already purchased up. Haste Rune on Dendi if he wants to expand it. He is going to try to use it.
Now see if they have enough to commit for this. He may have to use the RP if he really wants this. S4's trying for the jukes around the tree line. Has the Berserker's Call and the backups there from Fly as well. S4, he's going to be fine. And Dendi, he just has to get himself out of there. But the Boulder Smash, it clips him. Jarex comes in with the Silence, the Magnetize as well. Seneko is there as well. So NaVi do have the numbers. Jarex is going to look to continue to chase, continue to make sure that Magnetize keeps on ticking. Dendi, he RPs him out of frustration. Jarex, he's going to live for the time being with the Grave. Looks like they will finally be able to take him as the snowballs in there from Seneko. But what it's a messy fight from NaVi, and S4's there to make sure the trade goes OG's way. Picks up a second kill. And that is RP down. That is NaVi trying to make a movement down on that bottom lane. Very deep as well as they're between the tier 1 and the tier 2. And it just does not go to plan as once again OG, they are there to shut it down and come out on top.
Those defensive rotations. There's a reason this team used to be, or was, the best Dazzle team when it was super popular, and Fly always seeming to be in the right position at the right time. Same thing, I mean, Jarex, Earth Spirit, always in the right spot. Invoker getting that nice finishing touch, Sunstrike. Surges Ana even closer toward that Aghanim Scepter, gives him a lot more experience too. So he's already he's almost level 14 with the Nags.
No, it's just insane how quickly he's going, and No Tell as well. He's en route to having that, well, at least the relic component very, very surely. 2.6k on his way towards it. They need to do something about these 2 cores. I mean, NaVi, of course, they have got this fantastic lineup where if they misplace their footing in one of these fights, OG, a Black Hole and RP could catch them, and an Empowered Troll can rip through them. But it's a small window that NaVi need to try and find the position to go for. The problem is they're not going to let them, OG.
NaVi doesn't have like a clear initiator right now in the moment, because he's going for Echo Saber on the Magnus, so he can have like scale potential, but they don't have anyone to just start the fights. It's like Tusk can kind of like snowball in, but you're pretty much going to get the fight started on you 90% of the time right now if you're NaVi. And you have to have heroes in position. I think their best play right now is to have like General sitting behind the Troll Warlord and kind of just baiting plays out.
On top lane, NaVi have to be incredibly careful how close they come. OG are pushing round. 3 of them there. Pycat, yeah, he's already out of there. He is not sticking around for this one. The scan is going to connect, though. They know that there's someone in the tree line. Biver, he's been found out by the scan. Jarex rolls in, gets the vision, and Biver caught out. Great scan and great awareness from OG to secure themselves the kill.
No Tell now, just walking up toward mid, putting some pressure on the tower. OG already making the response toward that bottom tower. TP to tier 2, smoke up. They're ready to set up the engagement onto NaVi.
If S4 lands this blink, it could get messier, but already Dendi and Pycat back away. Just at the right time as well. One blink call, and the damage would have been fatal. Top lane Ana, absolutely loving life this game. 3-0-1, been hitting the creeps all the time. Midas Aghanims, 15 minutes in.
Yeah, No Tell and Honor, they're happy. They're just like, I want to hit creeps.
They're just farming, and at the moment, it's definitely working out.
Yeah. once they get the Radiance timering, that's going to become massive for them to actually force objectives. They already kind of have team fight with the Invoker piece involved.
Got a good rep round. Yeah, this is a good rep round on Notel. Notel is very deep here on this top lane, and he's all alone. And I think there's no way that he gets out of this one, surely. The War's Punch slow is there. Savage Roar will be laid down to stop the freezing field, but he's surrounded, taken down. And a big kill for NaVi, as Notel just pushing out a little too far. We saw Anna up there earlier, but of course on the Invoker, a lot of ways that he can get out of situations like that. With the Lone Druid, not so much.
Those kills give quite a lot, though.
Yeah.
A lot of experience being given up to everybody on the side of NaVi. You see, like, looking at the graph, it literally is just like a 2,000, almost, or 1,000 plus experience swing toward NaVi because of that death. So they do have to watch their position when they do that, because the comeback ult can't come into fruition. Jarax now making an engagement onto General.
Yeah,
Sunstrike coming in on top.
There's the setup, and there's the finish up. Anna on point there, easily following up the beautiful combos of Jarax.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Certainly been doing his best for this game. 119, involved in 10 of the 11 kills, and a lot of them really down to Jarax's initiations as well.
Yeah.
He's been, as expected, of course, playing a very good Spirit game.
Yeah, his like recognizing of where to be in the laning phase has been pretty much perfect. Every single time he's showed up, he like counter ganks, and it goes in favor of OG. That being said, NaVi enjoying a little bit of this little downtime too. I mean, for sure they lose their Enigma, but they have Empower, so Troll's able to surge his farm a bit more. Dendi also has the Echo Saber finish, so he farms faster, and he's on his way toward that Blink Dagger.
Nearly got that, and that is the point
That's the point where they can start doing something, because Blink will come out, I think Mech on Enigma will soon come out, and then they can start actually taking some fights versus OG.
Even if you're just RPing one here, if you're just catching Anna or Noto, it's absolutely fine for NaVi. It's not necessarily going to be looking for the flashy combos. It is just going to be getting those big kills, and as you said, as we saw earlier, just how those big kills, they result in a lot of experience and a good chance for NaVi to really race themselves back to the top in this game.
Yep.
Pressure being put on top. Fly baiting here as S4 remains in the tree line. Doesn't look like NaVi going to bite.
They're defending his bottom tower.
Yeah, Pycat actually gets rolled on and kicked back. Oh, into the call. Beautiful combo there from OG. The kick and the call, and Biver, he's not making it out, neither Seneko. The Tornado comes in. They'll snowball their way out, trying to buy themselves some time. Biver comes out with a freezing field, but he's taken out, and Jerax lands the smash again onto Seneko as OG pick up all three.
Damn. That was sick. That kickback was super sick.
Jerax, as I said, we expect a good performance from him, but he is giving us an outstanding one here in this game. Not, well, it's just combo after combo and beautiful awareness of where his teammates are. It's getting messy, and a lot of it is down to how well he is playing. As I say that, he's just rolled into a tree.
The one spot
well
he could
done,
get stuck.
Jerax. World's best Spirit player. Stuck in the trees.
It's alright, he's got Arcane Rune, he can roll fast.
Yeah, he's chilling.
But yeah, that was a 3-man defense coming out from OG. No-Tail probably was like, I'm not fighting anymore till I have Radiance. But now he's got to finish, so this is where OG's timing is completely online. They have everything they actually need in this game to go leading forward. Blink Dagger on Ana, S4 Blade Mill, close to 4-Staff, Radiance. It's go time for them to try to
They've got to do something big. But that Radiance is going to be an issue for that Blink. If that Bear's just coming straight down the lanes, how's Denny going to get the jump?
They get the scan as well. They know somebody's here. They know something's going up.
Hey, NaVi has got to hold back here, not the initiation potential that they hope for. S4 is being eyed up. Dendi still on the sidelines. So hard for him to jump in on this, though. They have to rip someone away from Fly's backup, away from the Dazzle. And okay, there he goes. He'll go for just the one of them, looking to try and drag No-Tail away, but I don't think it's far enough. Fly's there, S4 comes in with the jump, gets the call onto Denny's, gets taken down, and it really isn't. You just can't make that sort of a play with the RP when there's a Dazzle. As he will be there to back it up. Biver again getting his TP cancelled by Jerax with the boulder smash, and 16-4, 20 minutes in. The start didn't look as bad for NaVi, but at this stage of the game, I think it's looking even worse than game one for them.
Yeah, OG knew that move was coming. They got this successful scan on some of the NaVi heroes, and then you saw the way No-Tail and S4 were playing. They were just like running up and being like, go on us.
And look at about running up. Jerax just rolls himself up to the high ground, kicks General back. Oh my goodness. The Jerax Spirit, something that there was a period of time where it's not necessarily the hero that you can be thinking about when you go against OG, but recently they've been picking it back up and absolutely dominating games with it.
Yeah, here we go. Alacrity Bear is going to come in. Oh, he actually Alacrity's himself instead of the Bear. Oh well. Doesn't matter. They're still just pressuring the Rex. Should be able to claim it here. Skewer on the Bear though.
Alright. And we'll be able to, well, I said we'll be able to. He's going to be saved by the Tornado and EMP. They can't even kill the Bear. The Bear is on its way back. Come on, Bear, get yourself out of the grave on the Bear. Fly, the lover of animals, the savior of humans, and the force Bear as well. The Bear is out, and the kick as well. Jarak's just making sure a little bit of animal abuse is included. And he TP's back as well. The Bear is safe. Oh.
So the first blink showing from NaVi, and OG almost knows that's kind of happening. And it's looking very difficult for them to kind of come back. Pycat hasn't really been able to get involved in this game again. It seems like this last time he got punished just super hard because of all the magic damage and everything that they had. This time around, they just kind of are like ignoring him and just taking out everybody else on the side of NaVi and pressuring objectives rather than just caring so much about kills. Top lane.
And Dundee has that RP. Last time it didn't go too great. This time, if they get Ana, certainly a kill that they can find. If as long as he gets that RP in time, and do they have detection? That is.
They do have
They
dust.
do. We've got dust on the tusk. We're good to go. Seneco's prepared. I say he's prepared. He might not be prepared for an Invoker jumping in and dropping the combo like that. Seneco, he's got to run. He's not going to be able to. S4's in with the Blink Blade Mail. And Seneco's gone. Where's your dust now? Jarax? Oh, what about Pycat there with the bottom smash? Silence onto General as well, but he will get beaten down upon by the Troll. So NaVi to claim themselves a kill. The rest of the team, they're being forced back by the Radiant Bear. OG, even though they're down in Earth Spirit, will still have the power to take this tier 2 with very little that NaVi can accomplish.
Yeah, Jarax was trying to buy time for his team to get there, but the damage output from an Empowered Troll Warlord is still quite high.
It's still pretty damn good.
Yeah. So being able to get brought down very quickly. But his team gets a tower. Small gains though. Every single kill for NaVi is very important no matter on who's it's on. But still looking very tough for them.
Now they need that RP, they need that black hole. Of course, we are 23 minutes in the game, still yet to see General find a position to get off that ultimate. He's just been farming away, has the Midas in the mech. I'm saying that he needs to use that Midas.
Bottom lane again.
On bottom lane. There we have it, set up onto Pycat. Will get himself out of the initial combo, so the smash not on target. But Pycat, he's been hunted down by more. S4's there, but Dendi with the RP, is it enough? It's not. Pycat still dies. The RP not enough to save him. Dendi will make the TP out. But again, another period where there's no RP threat and you've lost your Troll. Mid lane fault. No tails, just...
Oh, he's just taking the racks.
He's just chilling, yeah, he's just taking the racks. Seneca will try and slow him down. That melee rack's falling incredibly low. The rest of OG coming across now, and they know that there's this opening, this lack of the big ult from the Magnus. So OG can stand their ground. There we have it. Alacrity on the Bear.
Plus 330.
That's balanced.
Let's see the racks. Let's see.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
All right, moving
I
on.
could barely count to 2 and it was gone.
Yeah. Wow.
That is some special stuff.
Yep, OG's just looking very commanding this game. They're just reading the movements out of NaVi every single time. They're not even letting them take a tier 1, Owen.
No, that is
no
true.
mercy.
Yeah, all towers still. What's the health on the towers looking like?
They're all about the same, 700 something-ish.
Yeah, they're taking a little bit of a beating, but yeah, it's...
No mercy.
Oh boy. I want to see a smoke from NaVi. Are we seeing a smoke from NaVi? We may be.
We saw one earlier. They do have one on the Crystal
They've got
Maiden
one on
too.
Viper. Dendi, he's got no RP still though, 40 seconds. They really limited in what they can do without that ultimate. They need that to have a chance of turning the tide of this game, because at the moment, it's all flowing the way of OG. Roshan down, Aegis picked up by Ana, and Ana, of course, continuing to have a flawless game, 8-0-4.
They're so tanky now on OG too. Like with this, of course, you know, 16,000 gold lead, they're going to be a bit tankier. But with the evasion coming out from the Lone Druid, from the Radiance, as well as now Halberd finished up on Earth Spirit, these two guys are super tanky. Medallion and Weave as well for the Dazzle to kind of deal with that physical damage that could come out. It's very tough for NaVi.
It looks like they'll finally get the tier 1 down here on the bottom lane. Pycat will finish it off, but they need to back off. They need to get back to base. Already the Bears on the high ground, eyeing up the tier 3. They do have RP now. They need something massive, absolutely. Does he not have a TP, Dendi? Dendi, oh, it's still on cooldown. He's having to walk up here. So already the fight's begun and he can't get there. The TP was still on cooldown. So they'll lose the Enigma. S4 gets to jump in onto Seneco. He's gone as well. They'll buy back on the tusk. They need to do something. Dendi now finally back here for the defense. And they get something huge. OG not quite getting the racks yet. They'll smoke up, trying to find position. Anna jumps forward. Is it going to be jumped upon though by Dendi? Dendi wanting to find something bigger here on this defense, and certainly does need it with the lead that OG have. Bear ready to get back in. General's going to buy back. They've got to throw everything. They can't afford to lose a second set of racks on the top lane, and for the time being they won't. NaVi will defend, but it does cost them the 2 buybacks, and they're unable to punish OG at all as they get out with all their lives intact.
And that's 2 buybacks forced. That's Ana playing super aggressive, just blinking in, trying to force him to go on him to force the buyback as well. Looks like this is the desperation smoke, as we like to call it, for NaVi, trying to find some kind of opportunity to get back in this game. Some RP onto like an Axe or a Lone Druid, just trying to get some kills out of this.
Just looking at that as well, the damage dealt from Ana. I mean, Ana really has been having an exemplary game. No, Snowball's not going to connect. Now Seneko in a bit of a dodgy situation, as the rest of NaVi will surely bail on him. And indeed, they are already well out of there. And of course, he did buyback, so he's now down for 50 seconds. Doesn't have buyback on the tusk. Oh, Dendi, yeah, caught out here by Ana and Jerax. He is going down, and he does have the buyback. He is almost certainly going to need to use it, as every sort of little chance and way out for this game for NaVi it's getting closed upon them, as OG 22k gold lead, 10-0-5 Invoker, 10-2-5 on S4's Axe. Here we go. He's got the Shadow Blade, looking to set up. They do have the sentry down. Look at the vision on S4. S4 quick, forces himself down to the low ground. 15 seconds until they have the tusk up. Already Ana starting to play around with Pycat on the sidelines. Mana's gone. He'll shrine up. They'll turn towards Ana. Top lane though, the bear, it's at work. The fortification has to come through for NaVi. A couple more hits and that melee racks will be gone. Dendi once again smoked up. Can he find that jump? Can he find that jump? I don't know if he can. The melee racks, they've already gone. He's still holding back, but the Radiance Bear is in. And of course, it's just impossible for Dendi to blink in on this. OG, just with all the answers to the way that NaVi want to play now. You can't get the jump in with the Magnus. You can't keep them off your racks. What do? You
lose, Owen.
It's looking like that. They will manage to drag the bear back. Ana's there though to back up the bear. They will lose it, so at least they get the plus 300. But again, the new bear is out. Back onto the bottom tier 3. It's falling. Ana's up on the high ground.
Look at his positioning.
I mean,
too.
they just can't punish him. He's on the high ground in their base, and there's nothing they can do to stop him.
Aegis should be taking out quite soon, though. So.
Sure, yeah. Actually, we've got the time on the main screen.
It's about to despawn in like 1 second. It's about to disappear.
Maybe we'll see a black hole. Maybe we'll see an RP that ends up being something that NaVi are happy with. It hasn't happened. It really hasn't happened this game. Dendi jumps forward. Oh no, he's going to get caught in the call. He's going to get caught in the call. The Tornadoes, they will manage to walk himself out in time. Now Pycat actually getting it onto Ana with the Walrus Punch as well. Bring him down low. They have got the Grave. Ana, can he play his way out of this? He's got the Invis. He's got the heals, but the damage from the axes will take him down once. And as you said, that Aegis must be close to expiring.
It was very close to me, about 30 seconds that expired.
If anything, Ana's kind of happy that was pop when it was.
Yeah.
As that could have got messy for OG.
And he sent Fort Spirits top to snipe the range rack, so they do claim the range racks top at least during that.
But NaVi, they do push them back. They didn't have to commit the RP or the black hole for that one. As, yeah, pretty much just the BKB charge from Pycat was all that was needed to allow him to just man fight Ana.
Man fight the bear too. Like they don't
him out.
They can't let the bear like walk up. As soon as it starts like, trying to hit the buildings, it just gets like frostbitten axe and stuff. But maybe we'll see like a BKB come out on the bear or something soon, just so he can hit the buildings easier. But it doesn't really matter. It's not like it's completely needed. They already have 2 racks down. He's just going for the AC for the survivability of the bear.
Yeah, if they could just slowly chip away these buildings, OG will be happy. And we have, and again, there we have, as you said, trying to control this bear. It's brought back here by Jerax.
It's solar crested, it's weaved, it's got alacrity.
All the buffs in the world.
What now
can you do?
They just really want to get this building, then they have access points into the NaVi base.
All eyes on Dendi, still needs to land that RP. Can he really do it? S4 will go for the jump in. Now turn 4 is S4. Rival with the freeze. Oh, Dendy does go and gets 2. He gets S4 and Anna. That's brilliant there for NaVi. Anna getting bashed up. They'll drop 3. That is exactly what NaVi were waiting for.
There we go.
That is what they were waiting for. Dendy to get the RP like that. Just gets the 2 of them, but that's all you need at this stage. No tail, he is being chased, but I don't know if these guys can take him down. They can look towards the bear though, as it will be held back, controlled here by the snowball stun. Jarex is going to come in and see if he could try and save it there with a boulder smash, but it's not going to be the case. Shard's actually grabbing Jarex, but he rolls his way out of there. But as we can see, there is still potential with NaVi's lineup. An ult like that turns it on his head and bam,
look at that
suddenly
swing.
A 6k gold swing.
Yeah, it wasn't even like the positioning too much from OG's. Like, it's like so bad, it just, Dendy saw an opportunity to go in as soon as they kind of clumped up a little bit, and I mean, that's the potential still with like the mag. Empowered Troll does a disgusting amount of damage still, no matter what. The bigger thing than the gold, you know, of course it is like a 6,000 gold swing, but it's like a 7,000, 10,000 experience swing for NaVi.
If anything, oh, NaVi, they want to really wait until the RP's back before they get caught in a fight again. Pycat's actually going to get called here. There will be the snowball to save him from the Berserker's call. General coming in looking for the back. Oh, he gets 2, and there's no way to cancel it. Jarex is down. S4 has to grave himself, but he's going to fall. Does not grave himself. He's not playing the dubs. He's playing the axe. S4 was graved by Fly, but it's not enough to save him. NaVi chasing down for more. They're going to get Fly as well here with the shards. And OG losing 3, and it's NaVi with these ultimates. They can do it. They land an RP, they land a black hole, and they get the kill. Soneko will be caught out on the sidelines by Anna. Oh, Dendy. I thought he blinked in then and nearly had a heart attack. What's he got? The RP's not quite back there.
They just got a lot of gold,
seconds,
though.
But again, yeah, these trades. Dendy is being gone upon. 10 seconds until he has the RP. Anna's got to be careful how hard he pokes at this.
This is like almost a Scotty now for Pycat. Blink BKB going to be coming out for the Enigma soon. That's going to be a really big one. There's not pretty much nothing for them to stop that BKB black hole if he's able to find good opportunities.
Yeah, there really isn't. Oh boy, NaVi holding on to this game. OG still very much with the lead, but well, Anna actually playing very aggressively, kind of teasing around with Pycat. He was confident to do so. We'll just have that movement speed with the Ghost Sword to get himself out of there.
The experience is almost actually even now after these last 2 big engagements from NaVi from the black hole and the RP. It's about a 15,000 experience swing and a 10,000 gold swing. So that's pretty sizable for NaVi. Getting now like much bigger tools. Like this Blink and BKB on the Enigma is going to be quite massive, because he can actually just freely use it on, if he can see the Dazzle in a good position, if he can catch a Dazzle +1, he can actually just go.
Yeah. If he's getting 2 in his black hole, if Denny's getting 2 in the RP, then NaVi are happy, because it's all the control you need for a freezing field to come through, or just to enable Pycat to do the damage in these fights.
They've got a lot of like counter initiation. Like even with the Blink Tusk, if they do see like the axe get somebody, they can use the snowball and then use the other 2 to get like another opportunity gain from that. So OG still needs to watch himself for sure. Yeah. The Roshan is up. I think that OG doesn't really care about that though. Looks like they really just want to brute force and end this game.
Yeah, and they certainly can do that with the bear and the alacrity. But at the same time, they get caught out by an RP, and this push can be put to an end. 20 seconds, and the black hole will be back online. Dendy skewers nothing. See if they can get the jump. EMP being let down, double sentries, 1 for each eye.
Fly's going to play so far back in this now. He's literally going to probably be playing on like the other side of the hill.
Yeah, he has to. They need to make sure they can save whichever core gets caught.
Oh my, this bear has +64 armor, +55 with the newly delivered AC, with Solar Crest, with Weave.
Oh boy.
And he just got, he actually just hit level 20 as well on the Lone Druid, so he gets that +12 Spirit Bear armor.
Basher now picked up as well for Notel. Ascardi nearly to be finished. I mean, the question is, does Pycat invest, or does he hold off for that buyback goal? And it looks like at the moment, with no indication to head over to the shop and finish off the item, he does want to make sure he has buyback. And NaVi smoked up to the pit as well. They're very grouped up here. Dendy's going to look for the perfect opening. There's 3 in the pit at the moment. BKB! And there's the combo! The RP! The black hole is beautiful from NaVi. They'll take down 2. Jarex to fall as well. They'll get the Roshan. Dendy grabs the Aegis. And OG, they just handed themselves to NaVi on a plate there, holding each other's hands and dancing around with Roshan.
The 3-man, the freshly delivered BKB on the Enigma. Woo! We might have a game, Owen.
Radiant's middle tower.
There's still 2 Raxes behind, but this is big gains and opportunities.
I mean-
That's an Aegis, that's Cheese as
Yeah.
well.
And that's the thing as well, they're 2 racks behind, but they're still able to do this. That's when you've got to be worried if you're OG. You say, well, on paper, we're ahead in value. We pushed down 2 racks, but somehow NaVi are still able to win fights like this.
That was a great smoke movement. That was like perfect. They knew the Rosh was up. Their lanes were pushing into their base, but they got it out just enough to not have it be like too obvious.
Radiant's middle tower.
I think you deafened me, Owen.
I think NaVi deafened a fair few of OG as well with that play, as they, I imagine, are starting to fall silent. Pycat getting dragged back, but Denny, he's bigger with the drag back, gets S4, brings him back into the party zone, but the backup is there from Fly. Grave comes out, buying S4 some time. Pycat manning up though, will finish off S4 on the axis. He's down for a minute, and NaVi now on the verge of being able to take themselves a set of racks here in the middle lane. The tier 3 down, buyback's there from S4, they've got to hold on to this. Smash onto Pycat, Sentry's dropped down as well, but he popped the BKB trying to get out. S4's in though with the call. Can he get the cheese off in time? Pycat, he can! Emergency cheese, it pays off. Pycat turns around with the slow, continues to back up. Jerax being Malefist up. NaVi wondering if they can get themselves back into any sort of position to fight. Looks like it's just a quest to disengage. Pycat runs into the midst of them all though. He realizes that he has got to tank this for the team. The rest of the team will get out as Pycat falls. Does have buyback though. Down for 80 seconds. May very well need to use it as OG almost certainly going to look to shove themselves down this lane. The big ultimates, 20 seconds until Black Hole. RP is back up. So once again, NaVi do have the preparations for a defense. And if S4 goes down again without a buyback,
That could be very
it could be
scary.
They do still have a lot of outer towers though, OG. There's still a tier 1 and a tier 2 on the top lane, still a tier 2 on the bottom. But I mean, maybe if the Axe gets taken down, NaVi can go for a quick 5-man push down mid.
They need to watch their positioning and just get good vision inside the base somehow for OG to be able to jump onto NaVi. The troll is dead. They probably ideally want to be able to force a buyback. They're trying their hardest right now too. Lone Druid's pushing down the bottom lane. But NaVi all in position, awaiting this. So they have to just really watch themselves. The way the Axe and the Invoker position themselves now, they have to just let Noto kind of hit it.
And that's a lead in. Quickly trying to burn the mana of Dendi of the shrine.
It's the Glyph forced, trying to get damage onto the Rax
Trying
with
to
the
take advantage of
Alacrity.
the... Oh, Dendi! He's got 2 again! Jerax and Noto dragged up to the high ground. The Black Hole to follow through as well. Fly will get the Grave onto Noto, but S4 comes in, he gets caught in the Black Hole! 3 down on the side of OG, and a chase down the sentries out. They've got the vision this time as NaVi again with these holes.
That was a last second buyback from Pycat. He literally bought back, I think, when he had like 1 second remaining, but he just goes in to get the two-man RP into the 2-man Black Hole. S4 actually tries to blink behind the Enigma to stop it through the BKB.
So it was a high risk,
high risk try to play,
yeah.
but the Black Hole was placed right on top of himself, so he gets sucked in as well. And yeah, like you said, no buyback
He's
on
down.
X. It's 50 seconds for NaVi to try to punish this.
Look
try
at
to
this
go for
swing.
this.
I mean, a lead where they were 28,000 and now down to 10k.
It's actually down to 4K even.
Oh, it's down to 4k now.
4.5 according to our top graph right there. So
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, the graph itself not to get, but yeah, you're right. What a swing. NaVi really close this out, get it to a game 3. They're going to go straight down the middle, try and at least finish off this mid set of racks. 25 seconds without the Axe. They're trying to hold off on the Ana buyback as well. Trying to save that. Taneka with a quick jump in, punch to the face of the bear, looking for the skewer back, but Dendi silenced up immediately. Won't be able to hook the bear out, but they do get themselves the ranged racks and a melee racks. And they quite finish this one off as well. They can. So NaVi clean out the middle. The game will still hold though. S4 back in now. 10 seconds and Ana will be there as well. So not having to expend the Invoker buyback, but really the fact that there's been just a swing of such proportions in this game has got to be kind of flashing a lot of warning signs for OG.
yeah, they can't outpace the Black Hole and the RP anymore at this point. It's going to be up every single time they try to go for that siege, so it's extremely hard for them to actually break the high ground. Octarine almost finished up on Enigma now too.
He's 5.5k, it's 5.7k in his man.
Yeah, he's actually got it if he wants to purchase
man.
it. And I think Dendi can also finish up the Bloodthorn if he wants to. So their team fight potential is absolutely enormous now.
And once you got that Bloodthorn as well, the bear becomes so easy to kill. You know, you can't go for that slow siege because it's instantly he's just going to be bursted down with the massive amounts of damage that are going to be flying its way.
It's literally been a 30,000 plus experience swing in the way of NaVi in the last 10 minutes.
How's Pycat doing after that fight as well? So he's got the Skadi complete, and not quite the goal for buyback. Still 600 short.
He's still got on cooldown.
He should be fine. Of course, yeah.
He's got
of
like
course,
5.5 minutes
he came
still.
back then, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, still though, like you mentioned, like the bear is, even though it's not really getting brought down so easily, it's not the problem anymore.
It's going to tail off, yeah.
It's the rest of the heroes, they're just getting caught inside these ultimates, and almost wondering if the item building could have been a little bit greedy on the side of OG, but NaVi definitely taking advantage of it with their big RP from Dendi, just bringing them back in the game. Refresher actually is going to be the choice for General, so that double BKB, double black hole.
And the build from Notel as well, now looking to get the Aghanims. So trying to really open up the route potential with the bear. But now, as we're saying, that bear is getting killabler and killabler, if that, for want of a better word. that bear gonna die.
Yeah, and it gets locked down very easy. Like the extra Malefice tick, as well as the Frostbite from the Crystal Maiden, Sigil, all these different things playing into factor. We're approaching, no, we actually are at the 40-minute mark now, so we have double runes being spawned out. So we're going to be seeing DDs aplenty.
Who's going to grab that DD to see who's got eyes on it? It's going to be Ana. There we go. Always nice to have a bit of an extra punch on the Invoker. But again, that time has passed. Everyone's back in the game. Everyone's got their ultimates ready to go. And we've seen, even with Fly's positioning, he has been able to get the Graves off, but the damage is already done from NaVi. They're pretty much all of the time now being able to finish off the target post Shallow Grave.
Yeah, I mean, it's just looking extremely problematic for OG now at this point, because they can't grave like 4 heroes, and it's always going to be like it's always going to be like 2 heroes getting caught, and then when they try to respond, they have another counter initiation from NaVi.
Yeah. And we see some of the high ground attempts now from OG as well. We're seeing a few sort of watch-ups between the lineup. Sometimes, you have S4 going in and Ana wants to throw a tornado at the same time, and suddenly the sort of team fight that OG has falls apart a lot easier than what NaVi have.
I mean, it's such a small little spot. Like that ramp is actually super tiny, so every time like Ana was walking into Alacrity the bear, and then the bear gets low, and you see Jerax wants to like geomagnetic pull the bear out, but that's when as soon as they get together, boom, the RP comes out.
Yeah, the quick reactions from Dendi. And then he was stocking up the money after that Orchid, and still continues to do so.
They're saving buybacks.
Yeah, I mean, he's
on the big heroes.
He can start investing in that blip, but you're not quite enough to finish it off completely and have the buyback as well.
The Mag and the Enigma are absolutely crucial, as we've seen, to these fights. So if they do spend their gold in or buyback, it would just be like a game-losing kind of play. So saving buyback's good.
General has got enough for refresher and buyback now.
He does.
So he needs to pick that up, and I believe that's what he's heading back to do right now as he goes back to base. There we have
He's got it.
There we have it.
Oh, man.
A double black hole, a huge threat indeed for the side of OG.
OG's just got to try to keep these lanes, side lanes just constantly pushed in.
Yeah.
Hope for the next Roche. That's pretty much their only way to kind of break this massive amount of team fight that NaVi does have. Lone Druid Aghanims as well, about to be finished up on lane for Notel.
I wonder if he himself actually finishes off the Ags without the buyback, or...
He's still got it on cooldown for 2 more minutes, but...
That's true, I guess, yeah.
Maybe he saved. He might still save for it, because... Oh, you notice again? OG has 2 couriers, so I guess it's just the thing that they like to do at this point in the game, because they did it last game at the 40-minute mark.
You're right, they did have a couple of couriers out there as well. That's something that I don't think I've seen any other team do.
Roche is up. So, okay, so he does finish up the Ags. He wants to be able to split push the side lanes, as well as go for the Roche potential.
I guess he feels he can just play safe enough, and we're talking about refreshes.
He switched it up.
He's switched it up.
No
He's
buyback.
Gone all in.
He's all in on
gone
Dendi.
all in. No buyback indeed.
Oh, man.
All right.
So there
could be risky.
They at least have general buyback, but...
True, yeah, what's the buyback? Yeah, beautiful. Our buyback status is here, as we can see. So, yeah, general with his. The rest of his team, though, lacking on the gold. 1 minute until we have got buyback on the track.
They're going quickly into the Roche pit. Can they bring it down fast enough before Navi's able to respond?
Last time this didn't go very well, but...
Yeah, this time they should be able to. Does very quickly.
Yeah, with the lanes all pushed in, Navi having to deal with the base. OG should get this. The ping's coming out over here. And the Radiant, also OG just scanning that area.
S4 is still like, this time, he's like, I'm not sitting in the pit.
He is not going in that pit.
I'm Shadow Bladed. I'm scouting. We're not risking this. The smoke's coming out for Navi, but it's a bit late to go for the Roche. Cheese now up on No-Tail. Ana gets the Aegis for himself.
Yeah, and OG just back up, look to reset themselves, not when to head over.
Up.
They know that if NaVi hadn't jumped in during the Roshan, they would be there ready to fight afterwards. Coming forward once again though, Jarek's on the high ground. General looking for the jumping, goes for a quick Malefice, will be silenced up. General walking forward, OG have to be scared of that threat of the BKB black hole. Ana looking to combo him down, and General has to put the BKB here to get himself out. So a little win there for OG, popping General's BKB. Still with that Aegis and Cheese, OG want to do something big with this. Obviously General does have that refresher for it, and Ana trying to jump forward, trying to force something more out of the Enigma. Won't quite get it though. General back up to the high ground. And OG looks like they're ready to once again potentially try and push down this bottom lane of Rax, try and get that final set away from the side of NaVi.
Looks like a plan is being built right here. Ana's trying to pressure bottom. I saw pings being done on the tier 4, so No-Tail's going to try to split push with his bear top lane. So the way to deal with like these big kind of ultimates, if you don't have like the best type of response, I mean there's 2 refreshers, black hole and RPs, so 4 massive ultimates pretty much coming out, is to just take the split push mechanic into favor. And here we go, Bear is going in for the tier 4s while they go in for the tier, for the Rax's bottom.
Yeah, they've got to do something about this Bear, and as we said, they do have a fair bit of damage to bring him down. They'll force him away at least. Bottom lane, Pycat moving in onto Ana. Definitely blasted EMP comes through though. Pycat, he'll head back, they'll shrine up, looking to remain.
The tier 4 is dying though. This double catapult wave with the Bear, he actually gets a tier 4.
Does cost the Bear's life, but as you said, the structure being taken, slowly but surely, OG can use that to try and put an end to this game.
Yep, hitting the range racks as well, slowly but surely trying to bring that down. Small gains.
And Ana just coming in like this. A quick cold snap, tornado, and a deafening blast EMP, and Pycat and bring him down very low in the mana, making it harder and harder for him to fight when the time comes. But still unable to really break that high ground in terms of this bottom set of racks. That is being held upon.
Keeping them at bay. The buyback for Dendi is about 1,000 gold away. Everybody on the side of OG does have buyback except for Fly, who's about to have it. As I say that, a Shadow Blade being picked up for No-Tail, so he is full committing to the split push.
Full split push wrap. I like it. Can NaVi deal with it? They seem to struggle to really push out multiple lanes now, NaVi. Just the pressure being overwhelmed.
Dendi, I believe he misclicked the BKB there.
Oh.
So he's got on cooldown just for a bit. I don't think anybody actually saw it though. I don't believe that OG saw it.
Our viewers at home didn't see it. We weren't looking at it.
Yeah, nobody saw it.
No one saw that. Dendi accidentally popped the BKB. It's fine. It's fine. But he does have the refresher if he really feels the need to.
They're just throwing spells from a distance right now. Tornado into a Boulder Smash, into Sunstrike on the Enigma, puts him down to less than half HP.
Yeah.
During this, the Bear, Shadow Bladed Bear, hitting tier 4s.
Oh. It sneaks in, it sneaks out. Poking and prodding.
This is a cool kind of thing. That's actually pretty sick. The Shadow Bladed Bear just going for the split push. That's how you know you're in a bit of desperation mode.
Just anything they can do to close this game, and at the same time just avoid having to team fight NaVi at this stage.
Oh, Biber. He's dead.
Aye, S4 gets the catch.
I think he just got enough gold for buyback too. Yeah, he does now. But here we go, they're just throwing spells from a distance.
Now that is, yeah, with one hero down, they can try and abuse their power and numbers here, OG. But they still, it really is that's RP, that black hole that they've got to be so wary of. There it comes up. That's the Blade Mail. Pycat tries to man up against it. We caught out by a Tornado and a Sunstrike. General jumping forward with the Malefice on the Bear. Desperately trying to finish it off. Pycat actually getting brought down to half. The Deafening Blast from the lower ground, forcing Pycat to back off and respect this. Dendi gets caught out by Jarex. General heads forward with the BKB, looking for Ana, but Ana's already down to the low ground. General jumps across, gets the lockdown onto Jarex. They can't quite finish him off though. He's going to be able to walk it off, stay strong. Bottom lane, Dendi again tries for the skewer catch onto Ana, but he's off the mark.
The tier 4 is dropping, and the range racks.
Yeah, the pressure's working out this time until now. Pycat closes in onto Ana. The Grave's going to be there from Fly. S4 looking to see where he needs to get a jump in as well. He'll back off for the time being.
Dendi's got no buyback
to push back. Indeed, he's out for 90. He can't get back in. General will go down. He'll buy back. He still has a black hole available, but Pycat being surrounded by OG, he's been disarmed. He'll try and fight back against Anna with the snowball from the Seneko. Maybe they can, but no, he's gone. Buybacks come out from both him and Seneko. General moves forward with the BKB, jumps forward, but there's no one to black hole. He's off the mark, has to back away. And now NaVi maybe getting to the point where they finally fall apart here to the relentless siege from OG. S4 tries for the call, but the Ancient is falling. The Bear is focusing on finishing the game as it goes. Pycat trying to do something about this Bear, but Anna jumps in on the back lines, rips NaVi to places behind the throne, and the game is finally done. NaVi tried their best to hold on. A massive swing there in that game, but at the end of the day, OG's push was too good. The split push, the way they switched up their strats at the end, it just allowed them to seal the deal.
Yeah, Dendi getting caught out from behind from the two shadow blades that OG actually picked up, the one on the axe and the Lone Druid. Lone Druid, of course, split pushing the towers, but then S4 able to get the empowered mag in the back with the blade mail call. He instantly just pretty much kills himself on that blade mail, has no buyback, and then the fight is already kind of like not even really a fight.